Welcome back to part 2 of my Tekken Cross Pro Wrestling videos, where I explore the influence of pro wrestling on the Tekken video game series. If you're thinking to yourself, part 2? Where's part 1? The link to part 1's video is right here. Professional wrestling is essentially a bastardized sport, which takes techniques found in other martial arts and incorporates them, while also adding the over-the-top flair that pro wrestling is famous for. Pro wrestling's hyper-realism and flamboyance make it the ideal grappling art for video game developers to utilize for their projects. In part 2, we'll explore the influences of Joshi Puroresu, Lucha Libre, American Pro Wrestling, and a little bit of UWF rings shoot-style wrestling. So to kick off part 2, I'm going to take a look at some of the Gaijin wrestlers who made a name for themselves in Japan. So let's go! The Dynamite Kid had some dynamite encounters against the original Tiger Mask, Satoru Sayama. The animation for King 2's Tombstone Power Driver is taken straight from Dynamite Kid's technique. Roughneck American brawlers like Stan Hansen, Dick Murdoch, Gary Albright, and Terry Gordy made an impact in Japan. Dr. Death, Steve Williams, laid waste to many an opponent in that ring, and some of his trademark offense has made its way into Tekken. The Steiner brothers often toured Japan, which is why you see moves like the Frankensteiner incorporated into the game, even though the flipping animation looks more like a Dragon Rana. It's Scott Steiner's notorious Steiner screwdriver. Of course, with King being a Mexican luchador, Lucha Libre naturally is a part of Tekken. A lot of the lightning-quick Lucha Libre moves were given to Julia Chang's wrestling persona, JC, in Tekken Tag Tournament 2. The following Tekken moves aren't direct influences, but are merely showcases of their real-life pro wrestling hold counterparts. Now we're getting into the territory of iconic wrestling holds from American and Western pro wrestlers. The infamous DDT can never be mentioned without acknowledging Jake the Snake Roberts. Bob Backlund had many a tour of Japan, and his patented crossface chicken wing is added to King 2's repertoire. The shadow phenomenon DDT is obviously inspired by the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Even the Samoan drop makes an appearance in Tekken. More commonly known as the torture rack, the Argentine backbreaker was invented by Antonino Rocca in the 1950s. Of course, Kuma would have the bear hug, the move that led Bruno Sammartino to become the longest reigning champion in WWE history with a 7.5-year reign. As well as the sharpshooter, you can find some of Bret the Hitman Hart's signature moves in-game.
These nuts!
Soar through the air like Macho Man Randy Savage with the double axe handle and his iconic flying elbow drop. In Season 4 of Tekken 7, Bandai Namco added the most famous leg drop to King 2's arsenal. Possessing freakish strength and pure aggression, Bill Goldberg was one of the many inspirations for Craig Marduk's character. Other inspirations for Marduk included big boppers like Bob Sapp and Dr. Death Steve Williams, who were very popular in Japan. With the WWE's popularity at a fever pitch with the Attitude Era, some of the most well-known moves during that time made their way into Tekken. the Stone Cold Stunner. The Sweet Chin Music, also known as the Super Kick, a move that became a popular finish thanks to its innovator, Gentleman Chris Adams. The rock bottom makes an appearance as well as the most electrifying move in sports entertainment, the People's Elbow. With the introduction of Sergei Dragunov in Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, his combat sambo fighting style was ripped straight from Russian sambo legend Volk Han. Volk Han is a highly revered figure in Russian MMA, having founded the Russian Top Team and served as a mentor for Fyodor Emelianenko. The 90s was a boom period for pro wrestling around the world. You had ECW, the Monday Night Wars, New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Japan Pro Wrestling, and Noah with some real bangers, and Joshi Puroresu was at an all-time high. Some of your favorite wrestling holds were innovated by Joshi Puroresu. Moves like the Death Valley Bomb, Jackhammer, and the Kodome Valentine, also known as the Vertebreaker, were invented by Joshi wrestlers. Because of its popularity in the 90s, Joshi Puroresu obviously had an impact on wrestling holds in Tekken. A couple of the biggest Joshi influences in Tekken our tag team partners and rivals Toshio Yamada and Manami Toyota, the 1987 Team Gold combo. Their legendary suplex variations are recreated in the game. And the most likely of King's moves to cause a pop-off, the Rolling Death Cradle, is a trademark of Manami Toyota. As a bonus, I took a look at King's wrestling holds shown in various in-game cinematics. Tiger Mask's Tiger Feint kick is utilized, as well as the Super Tag Team finisher from Kinnikuman, Muscle Docking, which combines the Kinniku Driver, performed by Terry Man, and Kinnikuman's Kinniku Buster. And there you have it, the second and final part of my exploration into the influence of pro wrestling on the Tekken video game series. I have thoroughly enjoyed scouring the internet for footage of matches and moves, but also reliving some of the games spanning across Tekken's history to find any wrestling move I could identify. Hopefully, you have found these videos informative and entertaining, and I appreciate everyone who took the time out to watch, comment, like, and share my content. If you want to find me on social media, just follow these links below, across here. So, until next time, take care, be safe, be well, till fast way forward.